Hey guys, it's currently 7 a.m. in the morning and you're listening to the AniFix. It's probably not 7 a.m. for you, but it is for me because these slave driver fucks who I'm with, Callum and Russ, are forcing me to record at this time. What's up?
Hi, I'm Callum. I'm the first slave driver.
And I'm Russ, slave driver too.
You know, when you guys go into the back room, do you guys like just do some kinky stuff to each other? Because I don't know what goes on back there.
Hey, you're the slave.
Oh, well, yeah, so you guys are forcing me to do this, but I woke up and I checked my YouTube subscriptions, and I'm subscribed to the Kyo Animation channel, and they happened to post the trailer for the upcoming free film, Starting Days.
Yes.
And I want to talk about this, mainly because free is amazing, you should go watch it, definitely not because of my ships. We don't talk about that, that is on the down low. It's a sequel, but a really weird type of sequel,
well,
and I wanted to know what type of sequels you guys prefer.
Sequel is not the right word. That's a prequel.
It's okay. It's a sequel prequel because it's
what like the Borderlands thing, the pre-sequel.
Yeah, sure.
It's like
the franchise exists before this. It's a prequel, but it's a sequel because it's coming after. Shut up.
Yeah. Anyways,
I didn't put much thought into this.
Yeah. Actually, those sort of anime movies have started. I don't know if they've started getting larger and larger, but we've seen more records being set for like late night anime. Like I think
late night anime
like
become
the Love
much
Live
more of a
movie
thing than they did.
Is it Madoka Magica that it overtook, or
it just passed 2 billion yen?
Yeah,
like literally a day
it
ago.
passed Rebellion.
So
it passed Rebellion and Blu-ray sales and even the box office. Suck it, Madoka.
Yeah,
Idols are better in every way.
Beating it, I can see it. I can see it being popular though, and I'd be really excited to see a Western release.
I'm actually wondering about that with the popular comment you just said, because Free is definitely popular, and I still think this movie will do well, but it's like, they're little boys now. Do you think the audience, like, a lot of the audience are Fujoshi, obviously, and, there's another audience, because it's not just about that, but the movie is definitely not the same as the first two seasons.
It's not, but I think they're still going to have something there for the fans. Like, you can't do a sequel where it's just something completely different and completely detached from what people loved.
It won't be completely different. It's more the fact that they won't have muscles anymore.
They won't. That's a good point. But I'm hoping that the general audiences can get over that, because yeah, as you said, it is a very heavily female-oriented audience, and hopefully
don't look down on the males. I'm a fan too.
Yes. We're fans for different reasons, though, maybe. Just because it is a generally well-written sports show, that is, and comedy,
second season more so. First season, I wouldn't really.
I still liked the first
the drama
season,
well written. I know I liked it too.
The second one put it onto a different level completely. The first one was definitely more heavily slice of life focused.
The second season improved heavily on everything the first season did poorly, essentially.
Yeah, they knew what they had to do with the first season and expanded on in the second.
They made Rin into a likable character. Into the best character. Into the best character. How did they do that?
It's weird because they knew they had a story there, but they couldn't expand on that story without making him likable, without making him someone we wanted to know more about. So they did that. They just fucking did it. They made him into a likable character we wanted to know more about that and expanded on it, and then showed Australia in anime.
Australia exists.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It's not just
I didn't believe it until Free showed me. I was like, fucking conspiracy.
Yeah. You actually thought I was in like some underwater base just plotting the destruction of the world.
You're literally just swimming around.
I just thought you were like a penguin in Antarctica, to be honest.
Well, it's a common misconception.
KyoAni's been giving like basically all of their properties they're all their IPs that are actually owned by them sequels as of late. Are there any shows that you guys think from the past years that you want a sequel to? I'm not. You know me. I'm gonna shoot you down and say that won't get a sequel because I'm an asshole, and
But this,
I know too much
this
about
is the
anime sales.
this is the
whatnot.
AniFix podcast. It's the podcast of dreams.
It's the podcast. No, fuck you. I'll crush those. This isn't friendship. This is a fight.
Okay.
It's friendly battles. I don't know. What's this? It's their anime you guys want a sequel to.
Yes. Haruhi. You know that,
Yeah.
but I'll never get it.
I think Haruhi has potential to get one.
It's got how many light novels are there? There are so many light novels. Like, there's definitely the material.
Yeah, but there's no material to sell because the guy hasn't written a new novel in like a fucking decade. A
I
decade's
know, but
pushing
they
it,
were
it's been a
releasing
while.
it for a while, so why weren't they making more then?
But
like-
yeah, there's the logic with that with Hunter x Hunter 2011. Is that Shonen Jump? Yeah, that's a Shonen Jump series that the mangaka just went completely MIA on, and in 1999 they went up to a certain arc. Over the next 10 years, he managed to do one single arc, and Madhouse came in and adapted it. Well,
that's an
under-
exception
was
though.
that
You're
under
saying
Shonen
Madhouse
Jump
came
money?
into it. Madhouse didn't come and say let us adapt this.
Yeah, I
Shonen
know,
Jump
it's the other way
approached them
around.
because they
But
wanted to
why would-
reboot the series.
But why would Shonen Jump want to re-promote Hunter x Hunter when they're fairly confident? And
Because the guy started writing again and then he stopped. Like just imagine it. Fucking Togashi was probably like, "Oh, I'm gonna write again," and then like secretly he was like fucking buying the new Idolmaster game and never wrote again.
would you say that's a mistake on Shonen Jump's part though for trusting him though? Because
I mean that's just a guess. I'm sure there's obviously more outlying things that like made it come to be, but
that's the thing.
that's
I think like,
still an exception.
say the Haruhi author comes up to is it Kadakawa? I don't know, one of them.
Kadakawa.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's
he
at
says,
least one of the branches.
Yeah, he says, guys, I'm up to it now. I just finished Dragon Quest X, and I'm in. I'm gonna write so much. He writes one novel and pisses off. And in that time, they negotiate with
Callum?
KyoAni for a second season. A third season, I mean. Could happen.
Too bad
KyoAni don't do
too
third
bad,
seasons.
Too bad Kyoto
So-
Animation makes more money off of their own properties and probably
They
wouldn't
do.
that anymore.
Kyoto Animation is...
Glen,
no,
do you
but-
think KyoAni are just gonna they will just make their own things, or
I think...
No,
Yeah,
they
like,
did,
what's
they,
gonna
did-
happen with
they did
KyoAni now?
they did a magi recently, but like the thing is, regardless, they're doing their own things is easier because everyone assumes they put the blame on Kyoto Animation. It's not Kyoto Animation. Doesn't not want to do those sequels to those popular shows. Kodakawa are the ones who make that decision, and people are fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's a really easy way to say to people, it's just, look, anime in its current state most commonly is used to promote something else, and if you go through credits and find out who paid for it, you can clearly see that
who was on
every
the
single
production
time, if the One Piece isn't made to sell a One Piece Blu-rays, it's meant to make sure that it never leaves
One Piece
the
doesn't
top
even
spot.
have Blu-rays.
Doesn't it? Is it just DVD?
It's DVD only.
Okay.
Because they still
yeah.
it still
They don't
sells
need
every
it.
now and then and appears on the charts.
I'll tell you what's even more stupid than blaming the animation studio. People that make petitions telling Funimation
Oh, yeah.
to make a third season of Spice and Wolf.
Petitions from an English-speaking person in any country or whatever telling an animation studio to make another sequel is usually the dumb. Because animation studios, they sometimes own the IPs, like for Euphonium or Kyokai Kanata or Chinibyo for Kyoto Animation and the sake. But, I just realized we're on sales again, and I feel like this might be boring. So
No, yeah, you're probably right.
Well, I don't know. I find it interesting. I'm sure others would, but Russ,
I think it's
why do you
interesting.
want Haruhi to get a sequel?
Because it's amazing.
No, there you go. Why is it amazing?
Haruhi was one of the first shows that I watched that I actually liked. I nearly completely dropped anime in the beginning because I was just watching stuff that was genuinely awful. So it'd be a very different future. The galaxy wouldn't exist. So many things wouldn't exist if I never got into anime. And
This wouldn't exist.
Haruhi is probably responsible for that, because it was... I know a lot of people are like, Haruhi isn't actually as different as people make it out to be, but at the time, Haruhi felt very different to the other anime that I was watching, with the whole supernatural twist, in a normal setting, in a normal high school slice of life setting.
No, it effortlessly blended the slice of life with the low key drama and the supernatural. It was well done, and I really still like the show. But looking back on it now, if I rewatched it, I wouldn't hold it as highly as I still probably do.
No, yeah, I don't either. It's just the only reason why I still hold it highly, well, I wouldn't say highly, but I still very much enjoy it is because of the nostalgia reasons attached to it. Not that it's really it's a good show, but it's not a really, really good show. It kind of stops at just being good. But The Disappearance, on the other hand, that is an amazing movie.
That was...
Shut up, Callum. Shut up.
Honestly, I'm not surprised it hasn't got a third season, because they let us all down with that, and... Yeah.
Oh my god.
Biggest disappointment.
Callum, Disappearance. Completely detach it from the fact that it has Haruhi to its name. Would you like it more?
But that's like saying detach Batman Arkham Knight. I'm just Batman, and it's like
I'm just wondering if it told the completely same story but did not have Haruhi's characters. Do you think you'd like it more?
I think if it was, let's say, something attached to a key series or something along those lines, I would have liked it more, yeah.
Here's a question for you, Callum. Seeing as, I think I remember you telling me once, the reason why you don't like The Disappearance is the massive shift in tones. So do you generally not like shows that shift their direction in terms of what they're going for? Like from a comedy to a drama? Like you could say, kind of what happened with Clannad. You haven't seen that, but...
I don't like it unless I can see... Unless there's a clearly defined point to it.
The thing is, we can discuss that, but it entirely depends on the particular show and the particular execution on it. Because, Non Biyori Repeat, we gotta bring it back, we gotta talk about it. Episode 4
was amazing,
shifted
by
its
the way.
tone from comedy to low-key drama so amazingly.
Did you not
well
love that episode, though?
I did. I know. I was just talking about how it did it well. I was bringing it up in instance because it was probably my favorite episode of Non Biyori.
Yeah, I'd actually say that as well. It's really good.
Actually, I just want to bring up a point. Non Biyori Repeat. Is that original now?
I have no idea.
Isn't it just overlaid onto Non Biyori, so it's just interspliced, what happened with Non Biyori,
where does this stuff come from? Because
maybe they just picked random stuff.
Maybe the mangaka.
Maybe the mangaka just
original stuff for them.
Stops by and says, "Got another cool episode for you guys."
But quickly, with episode 4, it brought back the idea that Non Biyori is so much more than just what a lot of people say it is. I know it is cute girls doing cute things, but it is a show that basically shows childhood really well, as in what happened with the whole what was it? It was some sort of fish, or was it shrimp? I can't remember. But what happened with that is genuinely how a child would react, and watching that and how Renge was reacting, it was really great. So yeah.
Yeah, it does feel really, really genuine the whole way through. And,
yeah, exactly.
Going back to sequels, that actually brings me on to one that I'm hoping for, wishing, dreaming of, and that's a third season to Silver Spoon, which I need. Did you guys ever take my suggestion when I said, hey, you should watch Silver Spoon?
Callum, I've watched Silver Spoon while it aired.
Yeah, I know, but Russ. I told Russ.
Oh, no.
Did
you tell me this? Do you mean just in one of your videos, or do you mean you actually personally came to me?
No, I said it in the video, and then I also went on about it in calls for a while. And I was like, hey, you guys should all watch Silver Spoon. It's absolutely amazing. I'd put it on par with Non Biyori.
Really? Well, in that case, I might just have to check it out.
I would, because it's the closest I've seen to a series along that line. Because it is that country life thing, but it's taking a different perspective to it. And there's this general format, this general way of showing the world and the characters that is just serene. It's not about it doesn't try and push a message in any sort of way, because it's about experience. It's about yes, you are going to raise this pig, and yes, that pig is going to die, and it's not about stopping that pig from dying. It's not about going out parading like stop all pigs from dying or anything. It's just about the character to that and how people deal with it and how life works in that way. And I think Silver Spoon is amazingly effective.
That sounded so much like Non Biyori then, how you were describing it, minus the pigs. There's no pigs in Non Biyori, but
Non Biyori, yeah.
Silver, I'd vaguely define it. Silver Spoon is like the coming of age story, like been done over and over again, but like the coming of realization story. That sounds weird coming out of my mouth, but like because he's a city boy who moves to the farmlands to the rural countryside where farm animals are and whatnot. And during that character arc where he has to raise that pig and then murder it after all of that, it's unbelievable how it simultaneously allows the viewer to explore the issue themselves while also allowing the character to explore the issue himself while because he makes his own judgments and decisions, and we get to reflect on whether or not we as the viewer actually agree with those. And it doesn't make you upset or anything. It's just like, I can understand why he would do this. I can understand why he'd realize this in that perspective.
Yeah,
Silver Spoon's great.
It's seeing great. Something from a new perspective, and I really would be interested in going into a bit more research, finding out about the author, seeing is he a country boy himself, because
it was the author of FMA who wrote it, you dummy.
FMA? Oh, was it? Yeah. Has he ever lived in the country? Could you ask him?
I'll go to Japan right now, knock on his door, and just no, I won't knock on his door. I'll fucking
knock on his barn.
An alchemist. Yeah, that'll figure it out.
But yeah, there's got to be something to it, because he has this really strong perspective on things, like a series like Shokugeki no Soma, I'm bringing it up again.
Oh my god.
That's made by a 3-person team, a writer, a hentai artist, and a chef who basically writes all the recipes for it, and is also a model.
Wait, they actually have a chef that writes the recipes?
Yeah, she's like a celebrity chef.
That's a thing.
But
wow.
They actually released a recipe book for Shokugeki no Soma that's got a few manga panels in it as well. I think Shueisha had some dealing going on there, but it was just kind of cool because and each volume has the recipe for the food that you see. There's a group of people on YouTube actually remaking these meals.
Do you know, that actually sounds like a really good idea to sell merchandise? Because a food show, you can sell cookbooks. So it's kind of it's a brilliant idea. If you want to sell more merchandise, make a cooking show.
But yeah, I just find that interesting, how mangaka, and original authors will go through these research to basically develop something that feels so genuine. I'd say the same for the Non Biyori author. He either has lived in the country or knows someone from the country, or there's something there.
No, he definitely has. You cannot depict the countryside that well and not have lived there for a decent period of time.
You can't have just Googled it and then say, okay, now I can write this amazing manga and anime.
Yeah, speaking of anime about moving from the city to the countryside, I was wondering, Callum, have you ever seen Hanasaku Iroha?
No,
I can't remember if I've ever asked. That's another show
told me
that's
to watch it,
really good.
Callum?
Also ignored you.
Callum,
Yeah?
do you happen to own a rope?
Yes.
I want you to get that rope, tie it into a noose, and perhaps hang yourself before or after. I don't know. Watch Hanasaku Iroha, and maybe you won't have to. I'm just suggesting it. And just do that for me, could you? Just really quick.
I'd rather not. Like.
Okay, well, maybe you should just watch Hanasaku Iroha then.
Okay, yes, I'll get around to it.
It's a great show. I'm actually really surprised. I was expecting you to say something completely different, other than Silver Spoon of all things.
What do you mean?
Like, I did not. Well, you were like, I want a sequel to this. I was expecting you to say something like I don't know, Sabagebu or I don't know, some Shonen Jump anime.
But that's the sort of thing, like Sabagebu. Like we get those sort of series, and whilst you can expand on the jokes of it, I just like to see something new. I just like to see something new from the same writers and the same people who made it funny. That sort of thing. I just like to see this. That's the thing with comedy anime. I'd rather see the same style of humor replicated rather than revisiting the characters themselves. Like, there's some exceptions where it's more than just gag comedy.
Yeah, because there's comedy that relies heavily on, like, particularly the characters' personalities, and those you want revisited. But I get what you're saying. Like
Yuri Yuri, you can't have Akari in the other series.
Akari. Ah, I love Yuri Yuri. That's the. I'd say that's the sequel I want, but it's already getting one, just not by Dokokaba or whatever.
Oh, have you seen the PV for that?
For the new Yuri
For the
Yuri?
new season, yeah. Never has
I didn't
hair
see the PV,
stood so still.
Oh yeah,
that's just one of the things
what's their name?
Out.
The new studio doing it.
TYO.
They don't animate hair. They don't animate hair nearly as much.
Yeah.
At least we got like the two dudes behind Yuri Yuri's amazing animation working on Himoto at least this season, which is funny.
Himoto's great.
A sequel that I'd like a lot of sequels after seeing over like close to 900 anime now.
God,
there's a lot of shows that I want to see continued, but I know won't happen.
He's gonna go on his rant about, I'm such an anime expert. I am the anime connoisseur.
It's more aggravating when it's an anime that should get a sequel, but there's some like element that we as fans can't see that's like behind closed doors, and that's the reason something never gets a sequel. Like, say, no, not Hyouka, because I know why Hyouka doesn't have a sequel, because Kodakawa or Kansen would prefer to focus on newer series. Well, it depends. You can hate Kodakawa. Don't hate, like, one branch of Kodakawa is at least decent. Kodakawa Shoten isn't them. That's the branch that like does Triad Jacks and like gives it 10 episodes and an OVA to like make it cost less. But if you couldn't guess the sequel that I want the most, what do you guys want to give it a guess? I think it's pretty easy, to be honest.
Is it Raildex?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like either I could go for either. I could even go for an adaptation of a certain Scientific Accelerator anime, manga or whatever. That is not enough material.
That's a thing.
It's like no one reads it except for me. Raildex is still alive, and I like it. You should like it.
Wait, is that this is ongoing. So would you predict? Would the great Glen predict that it gets an anime adaptation?
I honestly do think it will at some point, but the thing is, I think it's only up to like volume 2 and it's monthly. But so is Railgun. Railgun's only monthly, and that got 2 seasons. I'll buy original material, but that original material is pretty good.
Yeah, if they think there's an audience for it, I can't see why it wouldn't.
It's like, I'm not 100% on this because I saw it ages ago, and I'm not even sure whether or not it was true. Supposedly JC Staff, or at least one of the main producers at JC Staff, doesn't want to make any more like Turo series, like a certain series, Raildex, because he doesn't want JC Staff to be defined by that or something, because it is like one of their most successful franchises.
Yeah, but when you guys,
which is
they make loads of stuff. It's not like they'd be defined by it.
Yeah, I don't know why, and also, who the fuck who's a dumb enough producer to be like, this is making us the most money, let's stop.
That's something a director does, not a producer whose like very job is to make sure the money comes in.
Yeah, it's his job to make money. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's his job to stop people spending so much money, like, badly. So why would you not choose the option that means you're spending it well? Yeah, it's
because
weird.
Shut up.
Anyway, going back to what we said about 10 minutes ago when we were like, what would we... Did we even say... I can't remember if we even talked about it yet. But when we said what kind of anime would we like to see more of, and I just had a thought looking up at my sort of empty shelf now. But there is not much very good drama series like Sakura So, Nagi no Asakura. There's not many of them that I can think of. So I'd like to see more good dramas.
Classic Memories.
Russ, there's tons of them. You're just naming
naming
some of the best ones. You're like I want them to make this, but just do it super good. I want more of it.
That's what everybody should want.
I know, but you like worded the question in a way. What more do you like? You want more of this? It's like, of course I want more good stuff. Yeah, of course I want that, dummy.
Yeah, we've seen
but I feel like in
drama
every
series.
other genre, there's at least more good, like standout shows in that genre than there are in the kind of. I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of a segment in drama.
There was just 2 great drama shows the last season.
Yeah,
Euphonium and Snafu 2.
I'd say
Plastic Memories, kind
Memories, of. Hey, that was really good.
But
Plastic Memories, Snafu 2, Hibiki Euphonium, that's just the last 3 months. Then you go back to winter and you've got stuff like Death Parade, something else.
Okay, I'll admit.
Something else.
For one, Callum, Okay, Death Parade is a drama, but it's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking more
slice of life
drama romance type thing.
You want romantic comedy drama?
Yeah, you can drop the comedy, but
that's what Sakura also, Clannad, and every single one you named is.
No,
it's really difficult to have a slice of life drama without comedy, because if it's just drama the entire time,
then people label it as
no, you're right. When I think about it, you've got to have a bit of comedy in there
you've got to have a chuckle.
To sort of chug it along. Yeah.
Gotta have a giggle.
Russ, how does it feel to be double teamed? How'd that feel?
I'm stand by my point. I still feel there needs to be more standout drama romances. I probably worded it incorrectly just saying drama.
Maybe, I think it would be effective if the anime audience would stop labeling anything with any sort of drama in it to be melodrama, because that seems to be a common theme. It's like, oh, this character got sad. God, I hate this. It's so melodramatic. It's sometimes really ridiculous how people treat anime. It's we should start an anime protection society.
Yeah. But okay, I said mine and you two both attacked me. But what would you personally like to see more of, Callum, as in a particular genre? Yeah.
I'd say adventure, like sort of like Spice, like the sort of Spice and Wolf, maybe not Maoyu, because that was kind of more grounded in a way, but we got Roku no Yusha this season, and I'd just like to see more. Did
you forget that word there for a second?
What? Well, no, like
you forgot season.
Yeah, I forgot the word season.
I'm trying to make fun of you, okay?
I forgot the word season, a word that I've been spouting for the last few years, even because I've been in seasonal minds. But anyway,
go on.
Yeah, but like stuff like Shingeki no Bahamut, which I absolutely loved, even though people didn't like it as much as me. But I accept that now. It
it was so over the top Hollywood-esque, like big adventure. It was great.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like there was like 3 episodes where they were like in a castle, like jerking off Lucifer, but
I think well, it was a bit weird. But anyway,
yeah, I was gonna say. What?
But I think that actually says more than it detracts from. Like, it says more about the adventure series that if you try and stop for any moment of time, then it just instantly gets boring. I think that's what's valuable about it. Like, Rolling Girls as well, the fact that I think it could have been executed in many different ways, but that sort of like multiple arc things, I would have liked it if they met more people along the way, like, and they came along with them and there was some sort of connections between the arcs. But
yeah,
adventure, that feeling of adventure that Rock and Ayusha is kind of capturing, just not as well as I would like it to.
You know, speaking of adventure, how about more pure, like Indiana Jones style adventure shows like Nanana's Buried Treasure. I treasure that show so much.
That was this weird, massive blend of genres that somehow worked. Like, I think I said
talking about things that need a sequel.
Yeah, Nanana's Buried Treasure was special, and as far as I know, didn't sell very well. Still no Western release. Yet it's Aniplex.
Yeah, Aniplex do own it. They even have it on their website, but they don't seem to be doing much with it.
They could do a limited edition. They could put it in a huge box. A huge, towering box.
A treasure chest.
A treasure chest! They could... Oh my god. They could get a treasure chest and have even if it is only like 11 episodes, just fill it with boxes. Oh my god. See, in an alternate universe, somewhere, there's a limited edition of Nanana's Buried Treasure. People care about Nanana's Buried Treasure in that universe. I want to be in that universe.
Will that be a universe where... I don't even remember the name of the show now. Tokyo ESP would be popular too.
No, I don't want Tokyo ESP to be popular. I want Tokyo ESP to be good.
So sad.
Replace all the characters with penguins.
I remember Kodakawa announced an anime adaptation of something because Tokyo ESP was like in the same universe as Garai Zero or Garai Zero, whatever.
Yeah.
And they announced something called like Re-Zero? And I didn't look too much into it, but I
isn't that like trends with like RE:0? Like, because they did that same thing with Hamatora.
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% whether or not that's actually like attached to that.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure why I mentioned it because I don't know much about it.
It's weird. Like a RE monster doesn't have anything to do with monster, but. Yeah, apparently, maybe trademarks don't apply when you've got the RE on front of it. It's like, guys, it's fine. He's put the reply thing on it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that Tokyo ESP sequel that's never ever coming. Even though they finished the episodes. They're like the series, they all stood on a roof, looked out to the distance into the sunset and said, we're only just getting started. Never getting a sequel.
That's like the exact ending to like C Cubed. Like it just like they're looking at the ocean as like the previous like antagonist escapes. It's like she was just the little antagonist. She was just a pawn to the bigger guy. So many things end that way. Like Sekirei has it literally to be continued at the end of the 2nd season. Never happening. Crime Edge showed new characters at the end, like with animation and stuff. Actually, and the manga for that just got canceled. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I don't know if I talked. Did I talk about Akatsuki no Yona last time?
I don't think so.
Okay, because Akatsuki no Yona, like the premise of the show is girl escapes because father dies That's first
Get
episode.
surrounded by shonen.
Yeah, and she needs to travel the lands, assembling the Bishonen crew of people. It's shown in the opening. It's shown throughout like a little like artistic, not cutscenes because that's a video game thing. Not flashbacks because it's not flashing back, but sequences. They show these things like, okay, you got to find 4 of them. We get to the first one slowly but surely. Second one comes soon after. Third one, and then we're starting to push it because they pushed out this. It's an awesome arc, but it got to the point where they're almost at the end of the series. We haven't even found the 4th one, and they haven't even started to attack back at the Empire yet, which is the overall goal of the series. Get to the very last episode. Akatsuki no Yona fans, myself included, we give up. We're like, fuck it. It's all over now. At the very last few moments of that, the character just walks out of some bushes, starts eating their food. It's like, yeah, I'm the last dragon. You found me. Congratulations. Never getting never getting a sequel.
For that ever.
That's it. Yeah, don't have the source material for it. Didn't, as far as I know, I don't think it sold well at all.
No, it even had issues. Like the Blu-ray release was like delayed heavily for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's even got like this cult fan base of sorry people. Where
it's just a fan base where like they're like, let's meet up, guys, and they like meet up at like a karaoke place and they're just all crying. They're all in tears, like singing the opening and the EDs.
Akatsuki no Yona is great, but it's my sad story of 2015. My sorry story.
We really turned this into a sequel thing, so more recently, not really recently, because it was announced a little bit back, but a little bit more information came out about it. A show from spring 2013 named Suisei no Gargantia. Which had two sequel OVAs, and then had a second season confirmed, but then inevitably got canceled for some reason. Like, and you rarely see like anime seasons get canceled. Usually, like they're canceled behind closed doors and they're never even announced. But this one was like, it's happening, now it's gone, and they turned it into like a novel.
Weird. So it's not actually happening anymore because that was a weird thing. Like I remember like hearing, oh, second season. Like they had some art for it, although I think the art was actually from the OVA. And
yeah, but they also said second season. Second season was confirmed.
Yeah, it was confirmed. And then, so you're saying it's just not happening anymore? I guess I probably should expect it since it's been so many years. 2 of them.
It's been 2 years. It's like, yeah, what do you want about?
But
2 years is like normal.
2 years without hearing anything else.
Well, we did hear things. Like, they said it's canceled. It's now a novel. And, like, they recently released some, like, art for the novel. And, that was an Urobuchi anime, but not really an Urobuchi anime, because I forget, he didn't do that much on it.
He did the worst episodes of that series.
Yeah. It's like, he made like the framework for it, I think, and I thank him for that. But if it was one of his stories, it was... It was that too, and I feel like, in terms of like the character work, it was one of the most deliberately personal stories of any of them. For Leto, anyway, the supporting cast wasn't nearly as good, but it's still tied like the usual ideas about.
I think Leto and the girl, what's her name? Amy. I think they made a good character duo.
Yeah, they were good, but Amy still kind of just felt like a tool to aid Leto, which isn't like a fault or anything, but I wish she could have been a bit more than that. Cause
she was like the inspiration, the opening heart thing. It's like a plot line that we've seen before, but it was still nice to see, and it was presented amazingly, and I love that world. Like some of the art, some of the background art in that.
It's great.
Stunning.
It's great.
Yeah, that's something I really wanted to revisit, but sucks that second sequel isn't happening.
Yeah, it's sad. Now that you mentioned it, like, Amy was like the complete opposite of Leno, because Leno was just this not human at all type of person. And then Amy was the like literal human nature and loves humans type of person, and Leno, you know, took from that. And it became a story about embracing adulthood and an exploration of the purpose of society, because it was a society on a bloody boat. It was like Waterworld, kind of.
And then Urabuchi came back and was like, let's have a mecha fight, and they'll all die.
I completely forgot about the best character. The best character, the mech. The mech. What's the name of the mech again?
Great. I forgot
What's his name? Oh,
I need to find this.
Best. He's the best. How did I forget?
Because there is that like there was that back and forth conversations. It's in Chamber.
Yeah, the character dynamic between Chamber and Leto, and just Chamber with any character in general, was just pure fucking gold.
Yeah.
Why did people dislike Gargantia again? Like, I guess I can kind of understand some points of it.
See,
but...
I'm not sure if it's the same thing as the reason I disliked it, but I disliked the shoved in plot at the end.
The spoiler.
Yeah, the spoiler, because they had another story, which was very much inferred, this is the main story, and that was about spoiler, but they wrapped up that, then went on to this other thing, which explored Leto's past and things. It's like, yes, standard writing procedures goes, yes, you must explore the main character's past, because otherwise the viewers may feel detached from him. But at this point, it was just like, fucking, I don't care about space anymore. I want to see more about this big fucking boat. Give me more of this boat.
And then that's when Cancol became your favorite anime.
Yep, just boats.
They were just literally living on one of the ship girls. It was just like, whenever you took a step, poi, just shut the fuck up, boat.
Gods, don't do this to me.
Steins Gate got a sequel, didn't it?
I think, is it
not the movie sequel, but it's like something else. Zero?
Steins Gate Zero, but I'm not sure. Was that confirmed to be an anime or just a visual novel?
I'm pretty sure it was anime.
Actually, it was both.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was.
Yeah, it was like both. Yeah.
Yeah, which is super cool. It also means that is it 5PB? Yes, 5PB. They are very much aware of the effects the anime have on their works, which is very cool to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from them, because I really love
the character
Robotics
banter they
notes.
have.
Fuck Steins Gate. Robotics notes for the win.
I like Robotics notes, but there's a lot of problems. Lots of problems.
There is, but I just love it.
No,
so
I still like it too, and I always tell people they should watch it, just because it is kind of unique, and I like the idea of like, hey, let's build some motherfucking robots.
Yeah. We don't see much of that like outside of for some reason Beyblades comes to mind, but yeah.
What?
But a lot like that, like, you build this cool little thing, then you take it to, like, Gundam Build Fighter style is more recent. But you build it and then accomplish something with it. I think it's that sort of the rewarding of creating. But obviously Robotics Notes took it in a whole different direction overall. And I think it was more effective for that. And I'm so glad they didn't just keep on going back to that tournament that they did in the first couple episodes. But it was this love of creating that I really liked. And
Saikano. Like, I don't think Saikano is cleverly written. I would have thought it was cleverly written when I was like 15, and I still think it was written decently, because I like the White Album 2 writer. the main thing I loved about that was like that every single one of the characters did have a love for what they were doing, whether it be like the arts, the music, and all that.
I don't think they showed that enough. I think
they didn't, but that was those were my favorite parts.
Those parts where it's like we're working with, like, it took them so long to actually work together. It's like, we're making a visual novel now. Let's get pumped. But yeah, like, it would have been nice to see that real passion for creating revived and working as a group, most of all. Like, yeah, actually, let's get 5PB to write Saikano. Let's call them both up.
This episode of AniFix written by 5PB.
Oh god.
Yeah, we're so bad. We have to pay writers.
Moments. Will Russ finish the robot in time for the prom? Where Glen and Callum are having a fight, and the world is at stake.
Can you imagine? Like, this girl is waiting for her prom date, and he's like, "Oh, where is he?" He comes in a giant mech, and he's just like, "Let's dance." And he just picks her up. Oh, I'd watch that anime. I'd watch.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Welcome to Fix.
Can we rename us to that? That's way cooler.
It does actually, yeah.
Yeah. Although I think at this point they've probably trademarked the semicolon.
No. Think of writing an essay, and it's like whenever you write a semicolon, like some guy cosplaying as like Akabe from Steins Gate comes in, and he's like, "Mad scientist said no." That erases it from your essay.
Going back to the sequel thing, there is one show that this entire episode. Yeah, there is one show that I would like to see more of. I'm not sure how they could do it, because the show did end kind of nicely when I think about it. Actually, no, that isn't true. I would like to see more of Higurashi, because it is the only good horror anime I've ever watched. So that's pretty much the only reason why I want to see more of it. Because
there's no such thing as a good horror anime.
No, the only one is Higurashi. I've searched.
I love Higurashi. I wouldn't call it a good horror. It sets up its atmosphere really well. But that's all it does well. There was not one point in that fucking anime where I was scared.
No, because
the point of horror is to scare you or make you feel
Wait,
uncomfortable.
so what scares you, Glen? Jump scares? It's the whole
3D
atmosphere
girls
with.
Scare me, Ross.
Wait, what? What scares you?
That's 3D
Say
girls.
that again. 3-year-olds.
3D girls, Russ.
I can't hear you. You're so quiet.
We're going to have to fax over a message to Russ because he's going deaf in his.
Russ, Higurashi has a great atmosphere, and it is its biggest.
Yeah, that's the horror atmosphere. Yes, those creepy ass cicadas in the background.
Would you maybe call it a better suspense series rather than horror? Because horror is often used.
That's a much better way.
I don't know. I don't know, when you're watching Higurashi at like 12 p.m. Is it a.m.? It doesn't matter. Like fear, all alone.
Like just be like, is it just having those jumps when you're scared, or is it just that feeling? Because that feeling
that's not what horror is. Because let's take a look at all the bad horrors. They rely on jump scares. Paranormal Activity, fucking full of them. Yeah, but it's just jump scares. That's not horror in my mind. Horror is about building the atmosphere, and Higurashi does exactly that.
But then I'd say a lot of horror just is suspense. It's just unease. It's just tension, and it's just tension that's just mixed in with this thing. I think horror actually needs genuine fear of what you're seeing. I think it's something more complex.
If that's how you're defining horror, then I feel like there are barely any good horrors whatsoever that even exist. There are barely any good horrors. Even outside of anime.
Even live action or things. I don't think anything does horror exactly well.
The Japanese version of The Ring, like those things that keep you up and you have nightmares about afterwards. Like, those are the sort...
Okay.
Actually, I might not be thinking of the ring. It's something.
Did you ever play the Wii game for like...
Fatal Frame?
It wasn't the Rain.
Oh,
Not the
no.
Rain, but...
Project Zero?
I don't know. I don't remember... No, I don't remember the name of the... I don't remember the name of the franchise or the series, but it was like... It was the one where like the girl like goes on like her hands and knees and like does like a crab walk down the fucking staircase or something.
No.
Wait, are you talking about The Grudge?
Yeah, The
Is that what you're
Grudge.
talking about? Yeah,
That
yeah.
is something that scared me.
That's just a rip-off of The Ring, though, basically.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't make it less. That doesn't make that game less scary. But
yeah, like,
that's like the one thing where I've actually felt genuinely afraid.
but yeah, I think
Yeah.
Higurashi,
I guess.
like,
I don't know.
Higurashi made
I
me
don't
feel
know.
uneasy through the entire thing. But then there's some...
Wait, did you actually finish Higurashi?
No.
I thought you never did.
I'm like 8 episodes
Yeah,
in.
wait, back to what you originally said. A sequel? It ended.
I literally was making the point that I'd like to see more of Higurashi because there's no good horrors. So I guess actually a better way of saying it is there needs to be more good horrors.
Okay.
But you guys seem to think that it isn't horror,
well,
so that kind of devalues the whole thing.
It's there, but I
I don't know.
I think it's just...
I literally feel that atmosphere is horror. Without the atmosphere, there's nothing there. There's just everything else is jump scares.
I think we romanticize the words horror when honestly, like Alfred Hitchcock stuff, that isn't horror. That's suspense, and that's some of the best goddamn suspense out there. Because I think suspense often is more valuable than horror. I think suspense is something that we can really reflect on and say, how well executed was that suspense scene? Whilst horror is just designed to fucking freak you out and keep you up at night and scare the living hell out of anything out of you in any sort of way. I'm not particularly saying jump scares, but because jump scares are a product of suspense, but something genuinely horrifying that just scares you, whilst Higurashi doesn't scare me, but it makes me feel uneasy.
It did. I will say it did scare me at parts, but yeah, that was a better way of putting it, Callum. That's probably one of the most intelligent things you've ever said. Redefining genres. Well,
I just remember, for our media class, we did a lot of study on suspense, and I was like, but isn't this a horror movie? And then we discussed it, and it's like, no, a lot of what we talk about as horror is suspense. Because suspense is more valuable. Because suspense... Well, no, that's a subjective thing, but suspense is often more... what's the word? Explicit... implicit? It's a word to do with detail in creating something. It's more detailed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, and by the way, Glen, when you said, "Oh, really, a sequel?" I guess I didn't actually mean a sequel. What I meant
spin-off
was, Outbreak.
Yeah.
That was pretty awful. I'd like to see things like that are actually done well.
Okay.
Outbreak was fucking terrible.
Russ, the entire thing about Higurashi is it moved from arc to arc. It did that fluidly and assuredly. It felt confident in it. With Outbreak, it's just a random spin-off thing. And that's the reason it didn't work.
On the first season, Glen, you were clueless as to what was happening. I would say that each arc transitioned smoothly in the second season, but the first one, they could have been in any order whatsoever. They could all be mini OVAs. Because it wasn't until
I would not say they could be in any order. I would not say that at all. It's the arcs are put in such a way to give you certain clues, so you have only certain bits of information at that point.
Only near the end of the first season. Honestly, Higurashi makes barely any sense up until about, I don't know, the 17th episode.
You can guess it though.
No, you told me you actually guessed Higurashi.
That you have the potential to guess. I'm not saying I did guess it. They're giving you that information because they want you to guess. They want to keep you interested. That's why I say you can't just order the arcs in any single order. That'd be dumb. Think if the first arc wasn't the first arc. That'd be ridiculous. That'd be pointless.
No,
everything else could not work.
All the arcs are, Glen. All the arcs are. Actually, I don't want to spoil it, but they are just the different ways that the characters, hit the sack. That's actually a way of saying.
But the first one gives you that little bit of information to put the underlying idea that maybe he is crazy, maybe Keiichi is not crazy. It gives you a bunch of different elements that you can use in the future arcs that come after, so you can make little educated guesses on what you think is happening.
Them, Glen. You're literally just saying
you cannot reorder them.
No, because you're saying that you get little things about Keiichi, yeah? But you could have just done that with Rika, and then you'd get little things about her. It's the exact same thing. That could have been in any order for each of the characters, their little mini arc of them, you know, going insane. That could have been done in any order. I honestly don't see what you're saying about the fact that they had to be in that specific order.
This is a bully-free zone.
We're not bullying. We're discussing. We're
debating, Callum.
It's not really debating though, because I'm obviously correct. But
no, you're not. You're not right. This time I'm calling you out, Glen.
Let's handshake.
Actually, I
didn't even curse during that entire exchange. I'm nice.
I want people to tell me: is Glen right or am I right? This is the first question we're actually asking people, but I want you to tell me. I know the answer already, but go on. You comment and tell us.
Okay, you're leaving it up to the people. Great. No. Yeah. Now you can.
The democratic way.
Because, you know, that's the best way. The majority's always right. Correct, Russ? Right? Doesn't matter.
Glen.
But yeah, suspense is definitely something that I'd like to see more of in, anime. Because, we see lots of versions of suspense and lots of suspense within smaller stories, but yeah, something that is so heavily built upon as Higurashi is something interesting.
There's Shiki, which is okay.
Yeah, Shiki's got this weird.
Yeah, Shiki's probably the next best thing.
But
I honestly don't think it's.
I've got my own reasons for not liking Higurashi, so I'd like to see those sort of elements come back into something else.
Wait, why do you hate Higurashi?
I don't hate Higurashi, I just,
yeah.
The calm before the storm, the little slice of life elements that are meant to basically establish things as normal, I can't watch those.
See, this comes back to the thing we said in the beginning, where we're like, you really don't like shifts of tones.
It's not that I don't like shifts
I actually
of
think...
It's that sometimes the shifts are just so... In the case of Disappearance, I think that it's completely unnecessary and way out of place for the brand. In the term of Higurashi, it's just shit. It's just bad. No, I'm not saying Higurashi is
liked
shit.
that. It was like
the bits that are meant to try and reassure us that things are normal, even though they do have that sort of unease to them. They're just caught. They're just badly written.
Callum. Could you not imagine watching Higurashi while it was airing? I feel like because everyone knows that Higurashi is a suspense horror.
Higurashi already had a following before it aired.
No, I know. But imagine that you were going into Higurashi without typing in Higurashi, and all you get is the fucking Higurashi face.
Well, you get
imagine going in.
Opening, play before.
I feel like I actually feel like that would have made it scary. If that would make it scary, if you. Well, not scary, but it would actually lean it more towards the horror, because it's taking something that's familiar and making it not very familiar.
Yeah.
But I guess the opening kind of spoils that. It's not like
it's
Madoka where you can go in and even the opening is just all nice and fluffy.
It's one of those things where it's
I guess you can really do that.
Maybe a different director, maybe someone else could have made it better. I know the director's done quite... Actually, who is the director of it? It's the Junjo Romantica person, isn't it?
For Higurashi?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Actually, it's a girl actually, but I do think you're right. I can't remember.
I'm right.
Well, not right now.
I don't remember how I knew that because I
think we could just.
I don't care about Junjo Romantica.
Yeah, no, Junjo Romantica is terrible. It is I wish a good anime, a good yaoi anime actually existed. But guys.
Love Stage is a great one.
Love Stage was okay, but Love Stage wasn't like the yaoi anime that would take over my heart.
What about that pillow thing?
Oh my god!
No, God, no! All right, guys, can we just all settle down and agree that the Idolmaster is the best anime ever? And
Yes.
we've been running on for way too long, and this is going to be a long
guys,
episode, I think. So we might want to end it.
I think Idolmaster should get a new series, and maybe they should adapt the Idolmaster Cinderella games by Cygames. I think that would make a great series. I think it would be even better than the original.
It has its highlights, okay? It has highlights.
Yeah.
It has its highlights.
I just love...
The girls are cute.
I just loved watching the Idolmaster fan base just slowly become more crestfallen as the series went on.
I've actually met some people who prefer Cinderella girls, and I may have them living. They might be 6 feet under the ground in my backyard right now, but yeah, we should probably end this.
You're right.
Want to do some plugs?
If you guys didn't know, we're on iTunes, and you can listen to it there. And the other place, Russ, what's the name of it again? I don't remember.
Podomatic.
Yeah, there.
We might not be on there for long, though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to change
just because hosting is really bloody expensive, guys. Like, you don't even know how expensive hosting on Podomatic is, so that might change. But for now, it's on Podomatic.
So whichever one it is. It's amazing technology.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope. I think we're done here.
You're all weebs.
You want to plug your channel, Callum?
Yeah. This week is an exciting week on TheCanipaEffect. Stay tuned.
So, this is an exciting week on AniFix because we're cutting him off.
Oh.
Alright, yeah. Okay, bye, guys.
I'm right.
Dubs are good.
Fuck off.